Hello and welcome to the Exodus channel, your home for the best crypto videos. Hit those like and subscribe buttons and we will keep the videos coming. You may have heard that El Salvador is planning to issue the world's first Bitcoin bond. This is a really big deal. But how will it work and why is it being dubbed the volcano bond? El Salvador's Bitcoin bond will be worth $1 billion and be split into two parts. Half the bond will be used to begin construction on a Bitcoin city, whereas the other half will be used to buy $500 million worth of Bitcoin, which will be locked up for 5 years. So this means that anyone who lends money to El Salvador is betting that 5 years from now, Bitcoin will be worth at least twice as much as it is today. So long as that's the case, El Salvador will be able to sell the Bitcoin and repay the debt. How much do you think Bitcoin will be worth in 5 years from now? 100K? 500K? $1 million? The Bitcoin bond seems like a great deal for El Salvador, as the government's treasury also stands to gain from any further price appreciation. One thing you might be wondering is why would anyone invest in the El Salvador Bitcoin bond rather than just buying Bitcoin? Well, one possible explanation is that the Bitcoin bond can give institutional investors a steady yield without exposing them to Bitcoin's dreaded volatility. The bonds are actually said to pay dividends of 6.5%. This is an above average return for bondholders. And although there are no guarantees that the price of Bitcoin will keep rising year on year, it has been arguably the best performing asset of the last decade. And what about the ambitious Bitcoin city that Bukele's government is planning? Well, the city will be located in the Gulf of Fonseca, a body of water that borders Honduras and Nicaragua. It will intentionally resemble a Bitcoin symbol from above and have the full range of living amenities from bars and restaurants to movie theaters and even an airport. The main focus, however, will be on finance. According to President Bukele, in Bitcoin City, we will have digital and technological education, geothermal energy for the entire city, and efficient, sustainable public transport. Bitcoin City will be located next to a volcano, with the idea being to harness the geothermal energy and power the city 100% from renewables. The geothermal energy will also be used to set up sustainably powered Bitcoin mining facilities. Assuming that El Salvador's Bitcoin mining operation is profitable, it will provide the country with more available funds when the bond finally matures. Creating a city from scratch is a bold initiative, and many such ambitious building projects have run out of funding and been scrapped even before they came into existence. But at its very least, it does show that Bitcoin has the ability to inspire hope in some of the world's smaller economies, and that countries can access funding without having to grovel to the IMF and the World Bank. When El Salvador first made Bitcoin legal tender, a couple of other countries in Latin America, like Panama, discussed the possibility of doing the same thing themselves. El Salvador using Bitcoin to get a $1 billion loan is likely to stimulate even more interest, especially from nations whose economic recovery is scuppered by a low international credit rating. Being able to generate billions of dollars without the need to appease American credit rating agencies like Standard & Poor's is a strong incentive for small economies to follow in El Salvador's footsteps. El Salvador may be the first in a long line of countries that managed to flip the global economy on its head, and success with Bitcoin bonds increases the likelihood of countries adopting a friendlier stance on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We've got a lot more videos for you, so click any of these videos so you can keep watching. And don't forget to like if you liked it and sub if you dug it.